atmosphere surrounding Buckingham Palace had been unusually tense for weeks. Behind the magnificent gates and centuries-old stone walls, whispers moved through royal corridors with remarkable speed. Staff members exchanged curious glances. Senior advisors held private meetings behind closed doors. Even seasoned royal correspondents sensed that something significant was unfolding at the heart of the monarchy. No one, however, could have predicted what was about to happen. On a crisp London morning, crowds gathered outside the palace as rumors began circulating across social media and news outlets. The speculation ranged from routine constitutional matters to dramatic succession changes. Yet the truth proved far more surprising than anyone imagined. King Charles had reportedly reached a decision so unexpected that it immediately sent shockwaves through royal circles, a decision involving none other than Princess Anne. For decades, Princess Anne had been recognized as one of the hardest working members of the royal family. While headlines often focused on more prominent royals, Anne quietly carried out hundreds of engagements every year, earning widespread respect for her discipline, dedication, and unwavering commitment to duty. She rarely sought publicity. She never chased attention. Perhaps that was precisely why so many people admired her. But now, according to palace insiders, Anne was suddenly at the center of one of the most important royal developments in recent memory. The possibility being discussed was extraordinary: the title of royal regent. As reports spread, commentators struggled to contain their excitement. Constitutional experts appeared on television panels. Royal historians revisited precedents stretching back centuries. Citizens across Britain debated what such a move could mean for the future of the monarchy. Could King Charles truly be preparing to grant Princess Anne a role of such immense significance? Many initially dismissed the reports as speculation. Yet the rumors refused to disappear. Instead, they grew stronger. Inside royal circles, sources suggested that discussions had been taking place for months. Advisors had reportedly examined various scenarios involving the future: stability of the crown and the continuity of royal duties. The monarchy, after all, operates according to carefully established traditions. But it must also adapt to changing realities, and that reality placed Princess Anne in a uniquely powerful position. Unlike many members of the royal family, Anne had built a reputation almost entirely free from controversy. Throughout her life, she consistently prioritized service above personal attention, year after year, decade after decade. Her schedule remained among the busiest in the family, whether visiting charities, supporting military organizations, attending diplomatic events, or representing the crown abroad. Anne developed a reputation for reliability that few could match. Former palace officials often described her as the monarchy's most dependable asset. One royal commentator even remarked that if dedication alone determined succession, Anne would already be sitting on the throne. While such comments were made in jest, they reflected a deeper truth. Princess Anne commanded enormous respect, not only from the public but also from those within palace walls. As speculation intensified, attention turned toward King Charles himself. Observers noted that the monarch had increasingly emphasized stability and continuity during his reign. Since ascending to the throne, Charles faced the enormous responsibility of guiding the monarchy through a rapidly changing era. Public expectations had evolved. Media scrutiny had intensified. Institutional challenges continued to emerge. Against that backdrop, many believed the king was looking for trusted figures capable of safeguarding royal responsibilities under any circumstances. Few names inspired greater confidence than Anne's. Royal historians pointed out that throughout British history, regents played critical roles during periods when monarchs were unable to perform their duties. A regent could act on behalf of the sovereign under specific constitutional arrangements, ensuring continuity and stability. It was not a ceremonial distinction. It carried profound symbolic and practical importance. That was why the rumors attracted such extraordinary attention. If Princess Anne were indeed being considered for such a role, it would represent one of the most remarkable acknowledgments of her service ever granted by the crown. The public reaction was immediate. Across Britain, countless citizens expressed support. Social media platforms filled with messages praising Anne's lifelong commitment to duty. Many argued that she had earned every possible honor the monarchy could bestow. Others described the potential decision as long overdue. One commentator observed that Anne had spent decades carrying out royal responsibilities without complaint, often working behind the scenes while others attracted the spotlight. Now, they said recognition was finally arriving. Inside Buckingham Palace, however, the atmosphere remained carefully controlled. Official statements were limited. Questions from journalists received cautious responses. The silence only fueled further speculation. Why wasn't the palace denying the reports outright? What discussions were taking place behind closed doors? And most importantly, what did King Charles truly intend? As anticipation grew, royal analysts began examining Anne's unique qualifications. The list was impressive. She possessed decades of experience representing the monarchy. She maintained strong relationships across charitable, military, and diplomatic communities. She understood constitutional traditions. And perhaps most significantly, she enjoyed widespread trust among both the public and senior royal officials. Few individuals could claim such a combination of qualities. Even critics of the monarchy acknowledged Anne's work ethic. That rare level of respect made the developing story impossible to ignore. Then came another revelation. Sources suggested that King Charles had personally consulted trusted advisors regarding the long-term resilience of the institution. The conversations reportedly focused on ensuring that the monarchy remained effective regardless of unforeseen circumstances. While details remained confidential, insiders hinted that Anne's name repeatedly emerged during those discussions, again and again. The more experts analyzed the situation, the more logical the possibility seemed. Princess Anne represented continuity. She represented experience. And above all, she represented duty. Those qualities aligned perfectly with the values King Charles had emphasized throughout his reign. Meanwhile, public curiosity reached unprecedented levels. News channels devoted entire segments to the developing story. Newspaper front pages speculated about possible announcements. Royal enthusiasts gathered online to share theories and predictions. Some believed the decision had already been finalized. Others suspected that negotiations were still ongoing. No one knew for certain. One thing had become unmistakably clear. Something significant was happening. Then, on what appeared to be an otherwise ordinary afternoon, unusual activity was spotted at Buckingham Palace. Senior officials arrived for meetings. Vehicles entered through secured gates. Schedules were quietly adjusted. The developments immediately reignited speculation. Journalists stationed outside the palace reported a noticeable increase in movement among key staff members. Within hours, excitement spread across the country. Had the moment finally arrived? Was King Charles preparing to make an announcement that would redefine Princess Anne's place within the modern monarchy? Millions waited for answers. Across Britain and beyond, eyes turned toward Buckingham Palace. What happened next would leave royal observers stunned and would trigger a reaction few could have anticipated. Because when the truth finally emerged, it would reveal not only King Charles's extraordinary confidence in Princess Anne, but also a vision for the monarchy's future that no one saw coming. The announcement, when it finally came, spread across the nation with breathtaking speed. Within minutes, news alerts appeared on phones, television networks interrupted regular programming, royal correspondents rushed to deliver details of what many were already calling a historic moment. King Charles had made his decision. Princess Anne was being entrusted with an unprecedented level of responsibility, formally recognizing her ability to safeguard the continuity of royal duties should circumstances ever require it. The significance of the decision was impossible to ignore. For decades, Anne had carried out her work with remarkable consistency, rarely seeking recognition and never demanding attention. Yet now, the king himself was placing extraordinary confidence in his sister's judgment, experience, and dedication. Observers immediately described the move as a powerful statement about merit, service, and trust. Rather than focusing solely on titles or public popularity, the decision appeared to reflect something much deeper. A lifetime of commitment to the crown. Outside Buckingham Palace, reactions were swift and emotional. Supporters praised the king for acknowledging Anne's decades of unwavering service. Many noted that she had spent her entire adult life representing the monarchy with discipline and professionalism. Commentators pointed out that while royal headlines often focused elsewhere, Anne had quietly become one of the institution's strongest pillars. Now, that reality had been publicly recognized. Across social media, messages of congratulations poured in. Royal enthusiasts celebrated what they viewed as a fitting tribute to one of the family's most respected figures. Some longtime critics of the monarchy admitted that Anne's reputation for hard work made the decision understandable. Meanwhile, palace insiders suggested that the announcement reflected King Charles's broader vision for the future. The modern monarchy, they argued, must balance tradition with practicality. It must honor history while preparing for tomorrow. And in Princess Anne, the king saw someone capable of embodying both. As evening fell over London, the conversation continued across television studios, newspaper offices, and households throughout the country. The decision was more than a headline. It was a message that loyalty still mattered. That service still mattered, and that decades of dedication would not go unnoticed. For Princess Anne, marked the culmination of a lifetime spent supporting the crown without expectation of reward. For King Charles, demonstrated his determination to strengthen the institution by placing trust in those who had consistently proven their worth. And for the nation, it offered a glimpse into a monarchy determined to remain resilient in an uncertain age. Whether viewed as a constitutional safeguard, a symbolic gesture, or a historic acknowledgement of service, one thing was undeniable. King Charles had stunned the nation. Princess Anne had stepped into a position of unprecedented importance, and the future of the monarchy suddenly looked very different from what anyone had expected. As the palace lights illuminated the London night, one question lingered in the minds of royal watchers everywhere. Could this extraordinary decision become one of the defining moments of King Charles's reign? Only time would tell. But for now, Britain was talking about one thing and one thing alone: Princess Anne's remarkable rise and the shocking royal decision that changed everything.